Ahithophel's betrayal, the tragic fall of a trusted advisor. What happens when someone who was once a trusted advisor, a wise counselor, suddenly turns on the very person they vowed to serve? In the case of Ahithophel, one of King David's most trusted counselors, the answer is a story of betrayal, regret, and tragic consequences. Ahithophel was once known for his incredible wisdom and strategic counsel. His advice was highly valued by King David, and his counsel was considered as good as that of a prophet. His words carried weight, and when Ahithophel spoke, people listened. But how did someone who had been so trusted, so close to David, end up in such a disastrous fall? It all started with Absalom, David's rebellious son. Absalom wanted to overthrow his father's kingdom, and in his quest for power, he began to gather supporters. Ahithophel, who was once a loyal servant of David, chose to align himself with Absalom in the midst of the rebellion. This act of betrayal was a devastating blow to David. Ahithophel's decision was not only a personal betrayal, but also one that undermined the very foundation of David's reign. In 2 Samuel 15, we see the moment of Ahithophel's betrayal. David had to flee from Jerusalem, and as he was leaving, he realized that his trusted advisor had sided with his son. The weight of this betrayal hit David hard, and he knew that this would not only be a personal loss, but a political disaster as well. Ahithophel's advice was often brilliant, and David was worried that Absalom would listen to his counsel and defeat him. David, in his desperation, prayed for God to turn Ahithophel's counsel into foolishness. He said, "O Lord, turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness." 2 Samuel 15:31. David's curse was a cry for divine intervention, and it was a reflection of how deeply he was affected by the betrayal. David knew that the wisdom of Ahithophel, if used against him, could be the deciding factor in the rebellion's success. As the story unfolded, we see that God indeed answered David's prayer. When Absalom asked for Ahithophel's counsel on how to attack David, Ahithophel gave a brilliant military strategy that could have ensured victory. But when Absalom consulted another advisor, Hushai, God worked to turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness. Hushai's advice, which opposed Ahithophel's, was accepted by Absalom, and as a result, the opportunity for Absalom to act quickly and decisively was lost. Ahithophel's reaction to this turn of events was one of utter despair. Realizing that his counsel had been ignored and that the rebellion was faltering, Ahithophel knew that his influence was gone and that he would never regain his former position. Overcome by shame and regret, Ahithophel returned to his hometown, put his affairs in order, and took his own life. 2 Samuel 17:23. It was a tragic end to a man who once had such a promising future. The story of Ahithophel is a sobering reminder of the power of betrayal, the consequences of choosing the wrong path, and the importance of wisdom and loyalty. His tragic end reflects the devastating impact that turning against those who trust you can have, both personally and spiritually. Ahithophel's fall is also a powerful reminder that even the wisest of men can be led astray. It is a warning to all who would place their trust in human wisdom without seeking God's guidance. And ultimately, it shows the power of prayer. David's heartfelt plea to God for his counsel to be turned to foolishness was answered, proving that God is ultimately in control of all things, even in the midst of betrayal and turmoil. God will make all counsel of the enemy turn into foolishness. Type Amen in the comment section, like, share, subscribe, and follow for more insightful videos like this.